All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. Be ready for some high-speed action tonight. Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Nazareth Speedway.
This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Bushwackers boys are at Nazareth Speedway for a 130-lap race. And it's race number 6 of a chilly season so far. It's December the 12th. Santa's on his way. Who can get a win at Nazareth, baby? Well, there's only one way to find out. That's watching right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, it's the Bushwackers tonight. It's Nazareth Speedway, race 6. It's a Friday night. It's a little chilly here, but it's going to be some hot racing here at Nazareth. Let's get this party started. All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And man, Nazareth, what a unique track this is. Going to be a fun race, man. Really not another track that is like Nazareth. And it looks like we are in the practice session. We got about 9 minutes left to go here. The clock's a little bit off. So we're going to look at somewhere around that 10-minute mark, maybe 11-minute mark. Like we were just about 20 minutes to go when it said that. So about 11 minutes on the clock. We'll go to the qualification session. Give me a minute here. Gonna send a quick message. A lot of work going on behind the scenes, man. A lot of work going on behind the scenes. So, and this guy was ill prepared, man. I've had a super busy week. It's been a tough week for me, and I am glad it's over. Tough Truck Series coming up on Wednesday night will be at Dover. That's right, man. It's race number 9 of the season. 130-lap races coming up on Wednesday, December the 17th. And tomorrow, man, another great track there on the schedule, and that is Bristol. That's coming up in the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder. Race number 9 of that season. What a great track that is, and fun cars, man. These guys going to get out there and mix it up on a Saturday night. What a legendary series, too. The Next Gen mod on this now. Take a look at the schedule here. Of course, this is race number 7 of the season, and next week a big one will be at the Frosty 200 Daytona International 80-lap race there on December the 19th. And for our league drivers, we're going to give away some prizes to those guys and team gift cards as our appreciation, a little Christmas gift. We'll give away those, and that's going to be a fun race too. Don't want to miss that. Frosty 200 coming up on December the 19th right here on TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Really appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and then smash the bell. You get updates when the races are going live. Really appreciate everybody's support, whether you're here for the first time or whether you've been here from the beginning or somewhere in between. Love it that you guys come in and watch the races. It makes a lot of fun for me. And I think these guys that race too go back and watch the races too. That's really why I got into this years ago. I remember at High Octane Racing League, some cats there broadcast a race, and I thought it was one of the neatest things I'd ever seen. And I said, man, I can go back and watch that as long as that's posted out there on the internet somewhere. I've got access to it, and I can go back and watch the racing with my friends. And having the wider audience, 971 subscribers. Can't even believe I had that many subscribers. That has really put a charge in my game as far as wanting to broadcast. I look forward to these each and every week too. Well, I'll tell you what, man, Nazareth Speedway tonight is a challenging track. Look at this. What a sad deal. Look at that track. That's the Google Earth image of the track. It's taken just a couple years ago, and man, disrepair. Wish this track really existed. We were just talking about that, but almost a mile in length, 1.5 kilometers, 4 turns, of course. Almost 5. I think 5 turns, really. When you're looking at it, you got that. It's like a short. I don't know, man. It's actually extreme tri-oval, so you got a little bit of tri-oval feel on steroids with this track. So I can't say it's a short anything that way. It is it's short. It's short on its forgiveness for you as a driver, because this thing will reach out and bite you. Got about 4 minutes left to go in the practice session before we kick it over to qualifications. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages you choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Well, the point standings, we're a little past halfway. The point standings, boy, let's take a look at those. Going to make a move. It might be the time to do it here. See, got a little bit of deal there with the point standing. There we go. Let me fix that. And Palumbo got a pretty decent lead there, about 19-point lead over Preston House. And Sean Jacobs sits in the 3rd position, so all within striking distance right there. John Stanley, 199 in 4th. Givaldo Spindle has a great season here so far. He's 5th in points. Tony Furtado, 6th. Gordon Carter, 7th. Dennis Uderchin, 8th. That big win last week propelled him up the charts. Dana Grover, 9th, racing from the Tracks VR facility. Stanislav Pavlov sits 10th in points. Take a look at 11th through 20th there. Eugene Fedorov, Jack Furtado, Julio Caligari, Jesus Iglesias, and Jomar Peixoto rounding out the top 15. See Marizan, Bardelli Jr., Vieira, Hughes, and Alvarez rounding out the top 20. Couple minutes left to go in the practice session. Next week, did I mention what we got coming up next week? Yes, I did, but let's talk about it again, shall we? Daytona, Frosty 200, 80-lap race, race 5. It's a regular season race, but it's a little bit longer, baby. It's an 80-lap race. And that'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Thanks to Gordon Carter for making the banner, man. Look at the plows. Those are awesome. He's got some skills, man. That's coming up next week, December the 19th, Friday nights, right here on TurnLeftTV. Don't forget to join our friend Claudio Bardelli Jr. over at the Sober Tom podcast channel on YouTube. The dude is amazing. All things music there at Sober Tom Podcast. Really specializes, we say samba music, but he does it all, man. Plays music, talks music, and loves music. That's Claudio Bardelli Jr., Sobertown Podcast on YouTube. Take a look at Dana Grover here in the Trax VR swag. 89 car. Racing from the Trax VR facility up there in that Calgary area. And definitely one of those guys, man, in a conversation to win the race. We're getting ready to head over to the qualification session. You guys ready? I'm ready. 14 seconds left to go before we hit over to quals. All right, we gave him the permission to flip the switch, and we are headed to quals now. Heading over to the qualification session, and of course, 2 timed laps. We'll step on the gas.
A lot of soul.
I think qualification position is going to be really, really important here, too. It's hard to pass at this track. You definitely have to capitalize on people's mistakes, and there are going to be mistakes here. This is a unique track. It's not your run-of-the-mill oval track by any means. It is a beast in its own, and you really got to be up on the wheel. And I think the guys that can be consistent here are going to be the ones that rise to the top. We'll take a look at Eugene Fedorov as he comes out first out of the gate. Eugene Fedorov looking to get a good qualification position. 84 car. One of our great Russian drivers, man. He's a punk rock drummer, baby. What more could you want in life? Hey, look at that. Let's see what time we digging in. 27.706 for Eugene Fedorov. Got another lap in him. We'll take a look at Preston Hassel here in the 27 car. Castrol Edge sponsored Ford. Time to beat, 27.706. Take a look at Preston Hassel in the 27. Let's see where he lands. 27.461 up to the top of the grid for the 27 car. Mellow Yellow sponsor machine, Ed Palumbo. That second sector there, just a little smidge off, 27.414. He said, what'd you say? What'd you see? A little bit off. How about a little bit to the front? How about that? Take a look, Givaldo's been, oh, Givaldo clipping the wall. Oh, boy. Shaking it up here in quals. Dana Grover in the 89, 27.801 in the Toyota. I missed the back end of that there. Sorry about that. Or caught the back end. They all qualified at the same time in reality, so it's hard to jump around. It would be cool if we did a single car qualifying, and that would, I don't know, be kind of a weird deal because it would take a long time. 71, Gilmar Peixoto is the Epilum at the top of the grid. Gilmar, where will he land? And 29.246, sliding into the camera view. Wanting to get some screen time. And Stanislav Pavlov. 62. Good colors on that South Point sponsored Chevy. One of our great Russian drivers. Where's he going to land? He's fast in sectors 1 and 2. Look at the blue, baby. He's in the blue. Let's see where he lands. Oh, Stanislav. Oh, 27.324. Raining on the Palumbo Parade. Wow. That was tight, man. 9/100th. So great job there to Stanislav in getting the pole position. We'll give you the official results here in about 6 minutes or so. We got to let that run out, but appreciate everybody's support here at TurnLeftTV. Always enjoy doing this, man, and I have a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys have a lot of fun in the chat session, watching the race and whatever, maybe watching a long replay, whatever the case may be. But thank you so much for joining me on TurnLeftTV. I always appreciate that. Let's get this part started. baby. We're back. I think qualifications are over officially. Hope you enjoyed the entertainment. It's really, really high end. Oh, Stanislav asking who made this track. I think it was a conversion from rFactor 1, to be honest with you, but track doesn't really exist anymore. Well, it's not in use. I don't know if they've actually told those, but you can still see it on Google Earth, but it shows it's in disrepair. But we have it in the virtual world. And I think Paulo did the conversion. That was awesome. He and his crew there. Cha-cha. Yomar Peixoto joining us in the chat session as well. Good luck to him tonight. And we are finished with quals. We're now approaching the warm-up session. Don't forget, next week, big race for us here at High Octane Racing League. It's the Daytona Frosty 200 High Octane Racing League Buschwackers style race 8 of a regular season race, but it's 80 laps versus 70. And hopefully won't see the snowplows out. That's coming up next week, 19 December. Racing's going to start a little bit earlier at 8 p.m. since we've got 80 laps versus 70. And qualifications are over. And we'll give you the results. All right, qualification results. Stanislav Pavlov, the 62, qualifies P1. Second Chevy there is Ed Palumbo, qualified in second position at 54. Sean Jacobs, 3 Chevys in a row. He qualifies in third at 24. Take a look at Preston Hassel, the top Ford. 27 car, qualifies in fourth. Eugene Fedorov in the 84 qualifies in the fifth position. Data Grover qualifies 6th. That Toyota 89 Tracks VR machine. Tony Furtado qualifies in the 7th position in the 9 car. Dennis Shuderchin is a Toyota, the 47. Got the fire engine car out, hailing from the great city of Kharkiv, Ukraine. Wish him the best of luck tonight. 68 car. Zawalo Fiddler qualifies 9. Jomar Peixoto qualifies in the 10th position. And I don't know. I think John did not qualify, so he'll start at the back of the field. So I'll get some more dudes joining us in the warm-up session. Well, we'll take a look at my keys to the race here tonight, and this is an interesting one, really. It's one you got to be up on the wheel. Race this track tonight. That is the top one, in my opinion. It is a tough track. You got to stay laser focused at this track, and I think the guys that are able to race the track are going to have a definite advantage. Corner entry. It really is about corner entry. You got a big fat dog leg as well. It's like a tri-oval on steroids there, man. That tri-oval area is really, really like another turn. We say that at some of the other tracks like Vegas and Charlotte and so forth, but it's different here. You got to pick your spots to pass here and make sure your pit stops are on point. As we see Stanislav Pavlov coming down pit lane. So Dennis Shuderchin using that access road there. Navigate the traffic tonight as well. Going to have a little traffic. Not going to be as bad as I think if we're a little bit bigger field, but nonetheless, going to navigate the traffic tonight. So those are my keys to the race here at Nazareth. 6 minutes left to go in the practice session. See a little sliding up there into the outside wall there by Tony Furtado. Got to get an idea of what this track looks like here. It is a big fat tri-oval area right there. See that? That is crazy. We'll go on board here with Givaldo. Hopefully he stays out of that outside wall. Board here with him as he comes down. I don't know. We're going to call that the final corner. 3 and 4. Way up in the outside wall. As you're right here, this is a huge tri-oval area. You see, this is crazy. Almost another turn. I think it is another turn. A little road course field there into turn 1. Givaldo feathering the throttle, setting the car up for a good run off. And, whoa, maybe a little bit of contact. Okay, in the warm-up session. Get that damage repaired. But, man, you got to sling this car through the corners. And Givaldo trying to figure out what those limits are. Good luck to Fireball Flash tonight. Also, Stanislav Pavlov, Gilmar, all those guys. Of course, Givaldo started us off tonight as well, all chatting here in the chat session. Got to get my pick, man. Who am I going to pick tonight? I'm going to pick this guy right here. My pick tonight to win this race is Sean Jacobs in the 24. He's got the road course game, he's got the oval game, and this is a little bit in between, and I think it's going to be a favorable track here for Sean Jacobs in the 24. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Take a look at the 54 at Colombo, the Mela Yellow spots the machine. Don't forget next week, the Daytona Frosty 200. 3 random Steam card giveaways for our regular season drivers to reward them and say thank you for supporting us here at High Octane Racing League. So it should be a fun night. Daytona's always a fun race. And that's coming up next week. Got a couple minutes left to go here in warm-up. Don't forget, again, next week. And then Memphis is going to be a little bit of a fun race, a non-points race, since it's a day after Christmas. Who knows how many people are going to show up on that 135-lap race there. And then finishing out the season at a great, great mile and a half. That's Texas Motor Speedway. Everybody will be sobered up, I think, on January the 2nd, right? Maybe. Remember the days? Whew. Never again. Never, ever, ever again. Just under a minute. I got my pick in. Pick to win tonight is Sean Jacobs. And we're going to get the command to start the engines here in just about a minute. And again, tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in racing your rFactor 2 league on a great server? Well, Elite Hosting USA can provide you with 3 self-managed server packages to suit your needs. That is, man, I tell you, they also host some websites, online store, VPS hosting, shared web hosting, all those available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Well, I'm ready to rock. I don't know about you. Get this party started. It's going to be a good one, man. It's a tough track. You guys are going to have to be up on the wheel all night long. And I think we got it kicking it over as we speak. All right, here we go, baby. Let's go.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
All right.
And now, race fans,
all
the most
right.
famous words in motorsports. Please welcome
talk
your
at once.
Grand Marshal, singer, songwriter, megastar, and Ford truck man, Toby Keith.
It's time to get in, sit down, shut up, hold on, drivers, start your engines!
Alrighty! Take a look at the starting order. And standing slot, Pavlov starts P1, and Palumbo starts in the second position. What is with the black and yellow cars up front, huh? Sean Jacobs starts third. Preston Hassel will start in the fourth position. Starting in fifth is Eugene Fedorov in the 84. Dana Grover in the 89 starts sixth. Tony Furtado in the seventh position in that 9 car. Jens Judici will start in P8. Starting in the 9th position will be Givaldo Spindola. Jomar Peixoto in the 71 starts 10th. And John Stanley skipped the qualifications. Will start in P11. And again, this is a 130-lap race, and it is race number 7 of the season. Pace car flying down the road here, huh? Race keys tonight. Race the track, man. Make sure you got good corner entry. 5 corners here. Pick your spots. Pit stops on point and navigate that traffic here at Nazareth. Two laps here to get things sorted out before we drop the green flag. We have a lot of fun here at Nazareth, man. Again, you really got to stay up on the wheel. This thing is quite bumpy as well, and you're going to have to really pick your spots on making passes. Pace car, the lights are out. Here we go, baby. It's Nazareth here and the Buschwackers Series. A little Friday night action. 62 and the 54, side by side here for the start.
Green flag, go, go, go!
Here we go, green, green, green. Giving Ed Palumbo a lot of room. Ed Palumbo gets by, and that did not take long for the 54. He got around the 62. Preston Hassel is in third, and Sean Jacobs fourth. Dana Grover looking to make a pass. He's on that inside. Oh, boy, he wants to slip underneath that Kubota-sponsored Chevy. The Toyota looking to get frisky early on. Oh, we got a crash here in the back. We got a crash, and it looks like Givaldo might be off the pace. Also, John Stanley able to make it through here, but it looks like Givaldo around backwards here in that 68. Wow. Early on, looks like maybe he and the 47, Dennis Judichin, get into one another. Take a look here as Judichin on the outside line. Givaldo slinging that car on the inside, drifted up and getting into the 47. And I tell you what, they might have stayed out of the wall. He backs it up into some cones here, but he might not have. Well, he got into the wall there. Taking out some cones. Take a look here. And it good like the 47 had the line, but Givaldo a little bit too much speed there, and ooh, man. So the 47, he had nowhere to go. On board here with the 47, he's going to see a whole heck of a lot of this 68 coming up into his mirror and then catching him into the back end and coming around. 71 was able to make it around, looks like. John Stanley able to miss that too, I believe. Take a look out of the front of John Stanley's machine. You see that drifting up the track right there. Jomar does a good job of getting to the outside, and then Stanley slipping through there as well. He did not too much problem there for him, but take a look at it here on board with Jomar Peixoto. You see the 68 car just gets up the track, gets into the 47. So some early shenanigans here. Tracks VR chatting in here. Appreciate that. Obviously, those guys sitting around watching Fireball Flash, Dana Grover, race from the Tracks VR facility as well. That's how supportive these guys are for their crew that come in and race. And it's they set it up for you. They get you going. They cure all the technical issues if there are any. Very rare occasion that something like that. Sim racing, computers. They get all that set up, get you rocking in a simulator, and he's out here having fun tonight. And I thank the Tracks VR for providing those guys a place to race as we see Dana Grover coming back out on the track at 89 car. So caution flag early on. So a little bit of probably carrying a little bit too much gusto through the corner there and drifting up the track. Yeah, it doesn't look like Givaldo backed it into the wall, but it didn't seem like it was a hard hit there. So he might be okay. A little bit of a lighter crowd here tonight with the holiday season, of course, coming up on us. But also, this track is. It's one of those, I'm not sure there's any in between. You either like the track or you hate the track. So Webb Palumbo and Stanislav Pavlov back side by side here again for this restart coming up. And we'll see lane choice. Mellow Yellow sponsored 54. One of our great New York drivers, and that's Ed Palumbo, the Melio sponsor machine. Looks like Ed Palumbo's taking that inside line at 62. Stanislav Pavlov will start in the second position on the outside line at South Point sponsor Chevy. A couple Chevys up there in the front row. Preston Hassel, the Ford, starts in that third position. Sean Jacob starts in P4. Eugene Fedorov, 5th. Furtado, 6th. Udichin, 7th. Stanley, 8th. Grover, 9th. Spindola, 10th. And Peixoto will start in the 11th position. Now, Peixoto is on pit lane as we speak. So not sure what's going on with Jomar Peixoto, but he is on pit lane. 71 car PixBet sponsor machine He's going to have to get this car back out on the track, or he's going to miss the start of the restart. The pace car is on the access road, and here we go. So Peixoto on pit lane, back to green. A 27 car using a little bit of an opening that Ed Palumbo made to slip through. So Preston Hassel now moving up to P3, getting around, or P2, getting around the 62. 62 now leaving the door open for Eugene Fedorov on the inside as they go down the, we call that the backstretch? See this 27 not able to run away from that 62. Looking out of the back 27 car, you see Stanislav Pavlov in that 62 car. And then right there, Eugene Fedorov in the 4. And now Pavlov looking on the inside of the 27. He's going to leave the door open here. He dove down to the inside. Now Fedorov in the 84 goes to the outside line. 24, Sean Jacobs has a bird's eye view of this as well. On board here with Sean Jacobs. You see the top 4, Jacobs running in P5. Up the hill, this track has got all kinds of challenges. Huge tri-oval there, up the hill to the tri-oval. And Pavlov hold his own on the 3rd position, but Eugene Fedorov leaving a little bit of opening there in P4 just ahead. Tony Furtado running in the 6th spot in the 9 car. Hard to pass here, man. You got to really choose your spots. And things are starting to get a little tight here between the 47 and the 89. Couple Toyotas. And the 47 of Denis Yuruchin trying to hold off a charge by the 89. And Ed Palumbo now has Preston Hassel to deal with. Preston Hassel on the outside. Ed Palumbo trying to hold on. Preston Hassel pushing the issue on the outside. He's going to leave the door open for Pavlov. Preston Hassel had to slam the door on Eugene Fedorov, or excuse me, Stanislav Pavlov, and Eugene Fedorov for that matter. Oh. Don't take a screenshot while you're broadcasting. Hit the wrong key, man. Gonna undo that key, right? As 27, hold on, I'm making all kinds of mistakes. I need to retire from broadcasting. Take a look here. This is 89 getting around that 47 car. So Dana Grover now closing in on Furtado. Preston Hassel not able to seal the deal there on Ed Palumbo as Palumbo was able to hold him off. 27 Castrol sponsor machine now has that 62 creeping back up onto the backside. 84 there as well. And look at Hassel using the outside line. He tried this before. Palumbo was able to hold him off on the inside. You see right there, it's hard to hard racing there between the Ford and the Chevy. Hard to hold them off, but they are getting frisky now. And you see Pavlov digging into this inside line and battling the 27. Whoa, man, they're getting frisky. He let 27 left the door open there for the 62. Could a 62 seal the deal? Not yet. Oh, Nelly. It's getting wild. Up the hill, and they're still side by side. They're not figured it out. And now it looks like Eugene Fedorov might be entering the picture. Don't forget about Sean Jacobs in the 24. Look at this. Sean Jacobs wants a little piece of this action. Kubota sponsor number 24. That's who I picked to win the race tonight. He's going to be patient here. Watch those guys burn off their tires and pick them off one by one. And it looks like he's gotten Eugene Fedorov. So, oh, whoa! Man, scraping a little paint there as Furtado going down to the inside. Some great racing here. Fedorov, Jacobs, and Furtado. Ed Palumbo and Preston Hassel tried to figure it out. Ed Palumbo has gotten back around Preston Hassel. Take a look at that pass there as Ed Palumbo dives down to the inside, battles Preston Hassel. We saw this before. And Ed Palumbo able to take this spot, but he had to work for it. Using those tires up a little bit, but he wants that race lead. And back at it. Take a look at Sean Jacobs now re-battling Eugene Fedorov. These guys getting after it here at the 24. Looks like he might be a little bit better center off. Cannot seem to get the confidence to get up on that outside. And right there is where it gets tight. Tightens up quite a bit. And Paloma's gotten around. Stanislav Pavlov running in third. And we got a good battle now between Fedorov and Furtado. Furtado to the inside of Eugene Fedorov. Great battle here. Couple KG veterans. A little Chevy versus Ford. And Dana Grover going to use that opening. Dana Grover saw that opening as Furtado and Fedorov were battling, and Dana Grover used the opening and has gotten to the bottom side of the 84, and he's going to pick up a spot. Can he seal the deal here in the 89 on the move? Using a little savvy there to get around the 84. So the Toyota on the move, now looking to close in on Tony Furtado. Drive the track kind of deal, but you got to race those other cars as well. Little bumpy there. Rattling your cage. So Grover has moved up to the 6th position. Now closing in on Tony Furtado. Good battle shaping up here. Right now it seems like guys have gotten a little bit sorted out. Take a look at Givaldo. He had a tough early part of the race. He's 7 seconds back, racing in the 9th position. Peixoto is back out on track. He was on pit lane for a long time. I think he might have had to go to the restroom or something. 7 laps down is Peixoto. John Stanley, tough break here for him. Right now running in the 12th position, the Tim Horton sponsor machine. Maybe just being patient here. Maybe thinking of a fuel mileage situation. Right now the Tim Hortons number 12 is in to the 10th position. Preston Hassel starting to slide that Ford around. Got into the corner there, slid it up the track a little bit. Saw some smoke coming off the tires. So he is working this car. And Pavlov just behind. Tony Furtado back there as well. Tony Furtado trying to hold off Dana Grover. Grover now showing some speed on this inside. He just cannot seal the deal there, as that outside a little bit better across the start-finish line. Givaldo now up into the outside. It looks like outside wall. Givaldo off the pace somewhat. So something's going on with Givaldo, and it looks like big time damage there for him. No caution flag yet. And he's missing a hood. He's down to the inside, and he's going to be coming on to pit lane. It looks like, ooh, man, that was a hard lick there for him. It had to be. He's lost his hood. And Givaldo, take a look and see what happened here. This is a little bit earlier. Givaldo got up into the outside there just a little bit. The car was drifting up the track, and I suspect there's going to be some pretty hard contact coming up. Taking a look at a replay. So Givaldo, tough break there for him. He has lost his, he's out of the race. We're just trying to see what happened to him. And he got up in the wall, I believe, and he might have retired his machine. But wow, something really, really broke on this car. I'm not sure exactly what it was. I know the hood came off, so he definitely hit something. I was hoping to be able to find that. Gelson Neto joining us in here as well in the chat session. As Ed Palumbo continuing to lead. One car out of the race, and that is Givaldo Spindola. Preston Hassel shown in the 2nd position. Good battle there between the two of those guys. The old guard HORL drivers. And we've got 4 out of the top S5, our old HORL Old Guard drivers. Showing these boys how it works, but mixing it up is Stanislav Pavlov running in the third position. It's in that South Point Hotel Casino sponsored Chevy. Great Dana Grover here trying to close back in on Tony Furtado. Furtado up. Oh man, he is way up to the outside. Almost making contact with the wall, and Grover having to play a little defense as Fedorov is just behind him. It's been a long green flag run here too, so starting to see what these tires will do once they get used up a little bit. And a little defense there by the 89. Fedorov was peeking on the inside, and 89 using the outside line there to get a run off the corner, so Fedorov can't get around. And it's fair game. That's just great driving. Zeb Palumbo starting to open a little gap as we're starting to see Sean Jacobs peek around here for P3. Sean Jacobs of the 24 gets around the South Point sponsored Chevy. And Tony Furtado trying to follow him through. Furtado's going to get through. And now we're starting to see Stanislav Pavlov drop back just a little bit. So Pavlov losing some positions here. As we take a look at this pass by Sean Jacobs. And Pavlov going to let him go. And it leaves the door open for Tony Furtado to creep down there. And Dana Grover is going to get through as well. So Pavlov, maybe some mechanical issues going on with that car. Maybe the tires are used up. 62 has lost 3 positions. Keep our eyes on that 62 car. Zeb Palumbo continuing to lead. Stanislav Pavlov, a little trouble there for him and late in this run. Tony Furtado, oh, slamming the outside walls. Dana Grover goes down to the inside. Tony Furtado, hard lick there for him. Hard lick there for Tony Furtado, just as we went to camera view. And wow, that was a hard bit of contact in the outside wall. Take a look here as Furtado just misses that corner right there in the outside. Oh. That was a hard look. We'll take a look at this full song. 89 just misses the corner, drifts up to the outside. And the 89 was there to pounce. On board here with Dana Grover. Watch this out of the front of his car. He's lucky. Oh, he is lucky right there that the 9 car did not come down into it. Wow. 89, quick reflexes there from Dana Grover. Watch this. Little bit of a replay there. You see, whoa, Nelly, he might have scraped off a little yellow paint onto that car. Wow. And a great job by the 89 of missing that. Holy smokes. Looks like Jomar Peixoto out of the race too. What a tough break there for Jomar. So now they're starting to get wadded up a little bit. Starting to get a little racy here with Furtado, Grover, and Hassel all racing together here. Take a look at Tony Furtado. After that contact, it might have been a little contact right there. About a little chrome horn, maybe, onto that 89 car. Furtado says, I don't have any damage. What you talking about? I didn't hit no wall. Oh, but you did. He says, it's just a scratch. There's a 24, Sean Jacobs in the Kubota sponsor machine. Getting around Preston Hassel. Sean Jacobs now in P2. 37 laps in. As we start to see these tires wear differently for different drivers, we're starting to see some new faces up front. Preston Hassel now having to deal with an onslaught here between the 89 and the 9. Little Ford, little Toyota, little Chevy. Preston Hassel, Dana Grover, Tony Furtado, and don't forget about Stanislav Pavlov. Pavlov here in the 62 as you see him getting around Tony Furtado. They're still battling. Dana Grover's gotten around Preston Hassel, I believe, as well. We'll take a look at that pass. As Dana Grover to the inside. He's going to go 3 wide. He does. Oh, my heavens. 3 wide, 12 on the outside line. He's a lap down. And the 89, are you kidding me? 3 wide on the inside. A little kiss on the way through. Let's take a look at that again. 89, watch him. Down to the inside, and there's some contact right here. Whoa, boy. Oh, a little kiss right there. Welcome to Calgary. And the 9 car gets into John Stanley. That was interesting. Warren here with Preston Hassel. Watch this. He says, hey, wait a minute, man. I got somebody on my outside. I can't get out of the way. Might not have been into contact there, but it seemed like it. Man, that was a great bit of racing right there. Great bit of racing. It's not over with these guys. That's crazy. And Pavlov gets by Furtado. So you see that? You leave yourself a little bit of you leave a little opening for racing those guys, and you got more coming. And Pavlov getting to the outside wall of 47. Dennis Hughes, you're going to take advantage of that. He's looking for P7. And Dennis Schuderchin in the Toyota, picking up P7, getting around Pavlov. Yeah, Palumbo continuing to lead, but that lead has shrunk. With 54 in the mellow yellow, about ready to have his pop can opened up as the 89 and the 24 are on the hunt, baby. 89 closing in a hurry. 2 Chevys in a Toyota, but Dana Grover looking to maybe take the race lead. And look at this. He's to the inside. He's going to challenge. Good place to do it here through this tri-oval. He's got the position. Is he going to? Yeah! Oh, there we go. Man, it's going to get crazy right here. 24. He's got a ringside seat. And Palumbo able to hold off the charge by the 89. Wow. And Sean Jacobs, he's watching this. We have to go back and take a look at that. That was a good bit of racing there. Take a look and see what Sean Jacobs, he had a view, I believe. Might have been a little bit after the fact. Take a look at Sean Jacobs' view. Yeah, he's a little bit after the fact there. Apologize for that, but wanted to see that view. On board here with Sean Jacobs. They go through that tri-oval area. And now we're getting word that Ed Palumbo is going to be coming down pit lane here in the 54 car. Oh, he's in the grass! He's in the grass. Oh, he got in the grass and lost a position or two. Huh? Holy smokes. Dana Grover, the race leaders. We got some guys on pit lane. It looks like Sean Jacobs just skirted disaster there. Sean Jacobs got around Ed Palumbo. Watch this. This is coming down to pit lane. Ed Palumbo just misses pit entry right there. Gets in the grass. Holy Toledo. And Sean Jacobs, Johnny on the spot, picks up a spot. Dennis Judich and Preston Hassel battling here as these guys are on pit lane. Actually, Preston Hassel is coming down on the pit lane. It's the 47. Staying out. Dana Grover, our race leader in the 89. He wants to take advantage of this situation as these guys are on pit lane. Some of them having trouble. The 27 is on pit lane. He wants to take advantage here. He wants to see a caution flag, gets up a lap, and that's going to give him quite the advantage. You see Preston Hassel finishing up his pit stop. In the 89, Dana Grover, our leader. Get some laps led here, lap 49. As Preston Hassel finishing up his pit stop. Coming back out on track. Now, got to be wondering, when we're going to see a pit stop here. Got a pretty substantial lead. And he may be thinking big picture, trying to work the calculator. There we go. Get the right banner there. You go. Bristol coming up in the Saturday Night Thunder on this Saturday, December 13th, race number 8 of the season. And 150-lap race there. That's the Saturday Night Thunder coming up tomorrow night, maybe. Dana Grover in the 89 now is coming down pit lane. So giving up on this, needing more laps. And Udichin's going to take, I think, get around him. We'll see. As the 89 is on pit lane. And the 89 of, the 47 of Dennis Udichin is on pit lane. The 89 now ducking into his pit stall. As the 47 is on a little bit older tires, Preston Hassel giving him the chrome horn and getting around. As 89 finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Seems like an eternity when you're making a pit stop and everybody's back out there on the track. It seems like an eternity. Just got to be patient, really. Not do something crazy, getting too big of a hurry and spinning the car out. Dana Grover, solid, flawless pit stop there. Now comes back out in the 6th position. Dennis Udichin, the leader in the 47. Tony Furtado 2nd, Pavlov 3rd, Jacobs 4th, Palumbo 5th. 1 Toyota and 4 Chevys to the top 5. Udichin maybe on a little bit different pit strategy. 2 cars out of the race, Peixoto and Spindola out of the race here tonight. Tough break there for those guys. Not sure what happened to... as we see Dennis Udichin coming off the track to come down pit lane. Not really sure what happened to Jomar. I know Givaldo had some pretty substantial damage from contact, but you see 47 now coming up the hill, down, up and then down pit lane. Making a pit stop here on lap 55. And I think that's going to give the race lead to Tony Furtado. As Udichin in the 47 finishing up his pit stop. Coming back out on track is the 9 of Tony Furtado back to the race lead. Says he kind of likes this track, man. I know there's some mixed feelings, but definitely a lot of opinions on this track. Something different. It's out of the box type of stuff. I mean, it's outside the box, I should say, type of racing. We don't normally see something with, it almost races like a road course. It's kind of a mix between a Pocono and a cookie cutter, maybe a Charlotte. You got the tri-oval, but it's tri-oval on steroids, but you don't really have a triangular track like Pocono, but parts of it race very much like Pocono. It's a little different beast. It really is. It's an interesting track, and Tony Furtado seems to like it. He's got a 1.5-second lead over Stanislav Pavlov. Preston Hassel now picking up P6 here as he had a pretty fast car early on, but we'll see in this lap 50-plus stint how that Ford, that Castrol-sponsored Ford, is able to maximize the tires, maximize his position, and to gain some spots and so forth. Maybe it's a little pit strategy or a little fuel save strategy for the 27 going on right now as well. Tony Furtado does not seem to be doing much fuel saving, but the time has clicked off a little bit, shortened up. Pavlov is starting to close in somewhat on Furtado. Sean Jacobs in tow in the third position. In that 24 Kubota-sponsored Chevy, one of our great Pennsylvania drivers, lives in the great city of Johnstown, Pennsylvania. And here, if you're in Johnstown, look him up. He said he'll buy you dinner, allegedly. I figured out you could say anything you want about somebody as long as you say allegedly. So Data Grover, no allegedly about it. He's in P4 in the 89 Toyota. And Ed Palumbo running behind him as Grover had gotten around Palumbo. We'll take a look at this pass just a moment ago as the 89 working on the inside of the 54 car. 54 may be thinking some big picture here with the tire situation, as the 89 has gotten up front, led some laps, and now we had pit stops shake out. He is now having to climb back up. He's in the fourth spot, trying to break up that Chevy party. Pavlov having a pretty good night here, man. I tell you, he and Jacobs running together. A couple Chevys there. And to close in on Tony Furtado. Stanislav in his 62. Great stock car driver. And he's got a handful right now with the 24. Eugene Fedorov in the 84. It's been a little bit different night. He is the last car on the lead lap. Mr. Snow Maiden, we call him. Not Mr. Snow Maiden, but Snow Maiden. I think he's, let's see if he's racing the Snow Maiden machine tonight, the paint scheme. I got to look. Oh, look at that. Snowball flash. No, that ain't it, is it? Come on. Where's the Snow Maiden? I don't see her. I see Eugene walking his dog out in the country like he sends me pictures. How about that? That's cool. Love that scheme, man. I don't like the snow, but it's pretty from this vantage point, although we have snow right now here in Indiana, unfortunately. And cold. It's going to get really, really cold on Sunday here. I think it's going to be like -7 Fahrenheit, so that's pretty darn cold. I don't like that. I don't like it. I like to see pictures of it, but I don't like to go outside when it's that cold. Tony Furtado is going to have to start thinking about holding off a charge by the 62. As a 62, although the 62 looked like he got into the outside wall. Stanislav got into the outside wall. Now a little bit of urgency, it looks like, on the part of Furtado to get by. And John Stanley now 3 laps down as Pavlov gets through. Also, 24, Sean Jacobs gets through. Dana Grover trying to make his way through, and he does. So not been the night, I think, that John Stanley has won in this Tim Horton-sponsored machine. Nonetheless, seeing big picture here, he's racing in the 9th position, hoping for some attrition. Ed Palumbo getting around the Tim Horton-sponsored machine. Getting around the Tim Horton sponsored machine, but now battling Preston Hassel for position, or I should say Preston Hassel is battling him for position. Hassel sponsored machine looking to close in on Ed Palumbo. This is an interesting track because there's, it's no corner is the same. The car changes so much, so your approach to driving the car around the track changes, or has to change. As you see this there, you can throw a blanket over those guys, man. Holy smokes. The way you approach the first half versus the second half may be different, and it really is magnified at this track. It really does seem like the guys that are kind of chilling out the first part of the run are the ones that are rising up, and the guys that are, going out like gangbusters are getting reeled in. And there's a little pit strategy going as well. But this car really changes throughout the run, and we're starting to see it tighten up in a big way here. Sean Jacobs in this mix. He's liking what he sees out front. He's closing in on both the 62 and the 9. Look at this, side by side here. The Chevy party up front. Dana Grover trying to break up that party. That Toyo! Wow! Holy smokes! Whoa, man, that got busy in a hurry. That got busy in a hurry as Pavlov had gotten around Furtado. And Jacobs looked like he was urgently trying to get around Tony Furtado. Let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at this replay here. Sean Jacobs down to the inside, right behind Pavlov, and he drifts up just a little bit. And I tell you what, the 9 comes down a little bit too, and there's a little smooch. And Dana Grover had a ringside seat for this. Watch this, on board with Dana Grover. A little kissy poo. Right there, wow, he slid up the track, but the 9 came down too, and Grover going to try to use this opening, huh? And he does, he ends up getting around Furtado. But he had to work for it. Take a look at this pass as the 89 used that opening made by Sean Jacobs and muscling his way through. Wow. Getting busy. On board here with Sean Jacobs. Watch this. Sean Jacobs going to dive down to this inside. He almost gets into the 62. And there's contact between he and Furtado. And Sean Jacobs on a mission now. He's gotten around Furtado, and he's gotten around the 62. Now trying to hold off. Dana Grover has followed him through as well. Take a look at this pass as Sean Jacobs getting through. We're on board here with Dana Grover. And Grover using that opening just like Sean Jacobs did earlier, using the opening to make that pass. And that's why you see guys really trying to hold on to that outside, or hold on to that spot. As they leave it open, it'll get taken by the car behind them. Sean Jacobs, the leader, 89. Dana Grover in second. Pavlov back to the third position. Furtado is in fourth. 4-car breakaway here. And it is getting fun right now. Look at this. 89 battling to the inside. Sean Jacobs battling on the outside line. You stick to the outside, you get a little bit of advantage coming off. You see right there. Then he takes that line away. Oh, no! They both get into the outside wall. Both get into the outside wall. Hard smack there for the 24. Whoa. Hard smack for the 24 here. We'll take a look. Coming off the corner. Watch this. Sorry, we had to do it the old-fashioned way. There's going to be some contact there. This might be a little bit early. The 24 right here coming off the corner. Bam! And the 89 also making contact. Wowza! So both of them, I think the 24 hit a little bit harder than the 89. But my heavens, man. These guys are still getting after it. The Kubota sponsor 24 did not want to give that by position. He raced hard, and the 89 says, hey, I'm back. I'm back, baby. I'm not going away. The 89 feels it tonight. The 89 now getting around Sean Jacobs. So the Dana Grover Fireball Flash Trax VR sponsored Camaro or Camry is back to the front as he's being hounded by the Camaro, the Kubota sponsored Camaro of Sean Jacobs. And Stanislav Pavlov, Tony Furtado battling as well. Stanislav wants to get back up there and be a part of that action. As Dana Grover taking the race lead, Pavlov now getting back up into P3. Dana Grover. Oh! Pavlov might have gotten into the outside wall. Oh, no, there's contact. There's contact. Wow. Did you see that? Watch this. This is the 62 getting around Furtado. But he's going to hit the outside wall. He's going to hit this outside wall, I think, in this next turn. 62 goes up the track. Bad exit here, and I think he's going to make some contact with the outside wall. Take a look and see where this, I know I saw that. And that right there through the tri-oval area. And look at this, Furtado is trying to sneak the car underneath that 62. And what a great bit of driving there by the 62 to hold on to that. Wow. Oh, and Kubota sponsor 24 into the wall. Man, I must be jinxing these guys. And wow, the tire's starting to wear out. Jacobs, a little damage to that machine. That car got into the outside wall. And Sean Jacobs, big time damage there for him. He's running in P2, but wow. Tony Furtado is on pit lane. Remember that hard contact, now finishing up his pit stop here in the 9 car. A little bit different strategies working here. Some great racing. I find these technical tracks like this, you know, it's a little bumpy. It's a different track. There's some great side-by-side racing, some gutsy moves, that's for sure. Grover, just a moment that I think he's running away from Sean Jacobs. Jacobs holding his own here, now closing back in and pushing that 1 second mark. So it got up about a second and a half. It looks like it's creeping up there a little bit more again, but we'll see as Grover drifting up the track a little bit, maybe scrubbing off a little speed coming off the final corner through the tri-oval. Jacobs closing in. Now Palumbo battling Preston Hassel. Good battle here. The 27 and the 54. A little scooch there. The 27. They get together. Oh, more contact. More contact. The 27 and the 54. Wow, they slammed off each other a couple times. Holy Toledo. Let's take a look at this. We got to do it the old school way. Look here, right there. There's contact with those guys. I got to figure out which key I'm pushing here. Trying to slow it down and then out to the outside and then, oh, back down into the 27. Wow. So the 89, Dana Grover, 1.7, 1.8 second gap. He's got something figured out here. Preston Hassel here looking to make a pit stop. As looks like Ed Palumbo has come down pit lane. So Ed Palumbo on pit lane. And Dana Grover still out here on the track making some laps. And some damage there for the 54. There was contact. There might have been some contact with the wall as well. Dana Grover continuing to lead. He's made some contact with the wall. As Ed Palumbo finishing up his pit stop there, driving by the cone. "87 laps in, and these last 20 laps have been a lot of fun to watch. See that gap there. Couple seconds. We'll call it 2 seconds-ish. And the 24 is indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane here. So the 24, a little different pit stop strategy than the 89. This will be interesting. Pavlov is on pit lane. Stanislav Pavlov. The 62. And Sean Jacobs peeling off the track to come down pit lane. So Pavlov in the 62 car. Our pole setter is on pit lane. Sean Jacobs on pit lane in the 24. Pavlov now coming back out on the track. Take a look at our race leader, Dana Grover, as Sean Jacobs makes the pit stop. Grover, definitely a different pit strategy. It's interesting to see how this is shaken out with these guys, too. You know, you're looking at 41 laps to go. And we know that Grover had really waited on that last fuel run, waited quite a while to come down pit lane. So, and it looks like he's doing the same now, peeling off the track to come down pit lane. You see the Dana Grover in the Toyota, Trax VR Toyota. 89 now making a pit stop. Interesting to see how this is shaken out with these guys. You know, I got to think that there's definitely some strategy going on. There's some big picture racing going on with some of these guys, and Dana Grover very good at that big picture racing. The 89 making a pit stop as Sean Jacobs back out. Dennis Juderchin shown in the second position and will, I think, assume the race lead. He does, so he's our new race leader as Dana Grover finishing up his pit stop now, coming back out on track. Good to see Dennis Juderchin up front here tonight. For Tony Furtado, the closest one to him, about 9 seconds back. So Dennis Juderchin, the 47 car, leading some laps here tonight. 27, Preston Hassel, 1 lap down. He's in the lucky dog position. Ed Palumbo wants to fight to get around in that lucky dog spot. If those guys are patient here, they'll be able to get around and be back on the lead lap. And the 27 here says, patience. What are you talking about, patience? He tried to get through. And, wow, that didn't work. And 54 now getting into the back of the 47 car. 54 wanting to get back on the lead lap, and the 47 leading some laps. Preston Hassel had had some contact there. See if we can't get a look at this. Preston Hassel had some contact right there with the 47. Maybe got up into the back of him. Look out of the front of Ed Palumbo's machine. See right there through the trioval, got into the, I don't know if the 47 slowed down or what. But that didn't help the 27 car, that's for sure. Yeah, oh man, just maybe did not expect him to slow down that much, I think, and got into the back of me. Really was lucky. That man, look at that. That is hanging on right there. That is absolutely hanging on for dear life. And Ed Palumbo able to slip through. Wow. Those guys tried to get back on the lead lap. Didn't seem like there was anything nefarious about what would happen. Just you know, you want to get down on those rumble strips there on the curb through that trioval area to kind of chop off the corner. It's really tight. That's through the front stretch, and you see right through here. You get into this part right here. You want to get right over on those strips. It is tight. So things get tight through that, what you want to call the front stretch. This is a weird track, man. It's a fun track, but Dennis Juderchin having a lot of fun out front. 3-second lead over Tony Furtado. Furtado running in the second position as the 47 trying to make it 2 in a row. Can he do it? He got a big win last week. Looking to repeat this week. Hard to get repeat wins in this series. Tony Furtado running in P2. Is that Dana Grover just behind him in the third position. Good battle here on the track. The 9 of Tony Furtado in the Chevy. 89 Toyota. Dana Grover in P3. He's looking to find a way to get around. The quicker he does, the quicker these guys are able to roll back up onto Dennis Judici, and they are closing in, that's for sure. And Grover may wait for Tony Furtado to open up a lane so he can get a good run and get around the 47 easily. It doesn't have to fight too hard. And you see right there, the 9 car goes through, and the 89 slips through as well. And I think Dennis Judici did a little bit of a wave by. Take a look here, Dennis Judici, as these guys are closing in on him, and Furtado goes down to the inside. Judici stays up on the outside line and lets the 89 go by. So he now falling back to the 3rd position. That was more of a wave by. That's racing savvy right there. Racing savvy by Dennis Judici. He realized these guys were on fresher tires, a little bit different pit stop strategy. Decided to let him go. .30 laps to go in a tight battle up front. 0.4 of a second separate the 9 and the 89. Running in the 3rd position is Stanislav Pavlov in the 62. He's been a factor all night long. And we'll tell you what, this battle is heating up here. This battle's heating up. Look at this. We joined back up here, got a little bit of a warning. This battle was heating up, and now we're back at it. Dana Grover picking up the spot as the 9 car. Now falling back to P2. And to get a little different pit stop strategy out of these guys. You see the fresher tires for Dana Grover. And the patience. Furtado in 2nd, Pavlov 3rd. 4th, Jacobs. 5th, Palumbo. Take a look at Eugene Fedorov. Fedorov now trying to close in. He's running in the 7th position. He's closing in a hurry on the 27. So the 84, Eugene Fedorov, the Snow Maiden. Got a little snow here in the last day and a half here in Indiana. I would gladly give it away. If Snow Maiden was looking for some snow, I will send it to him. Isn't it funny how our well, I can't speak for everybody, but from my perspective, I'm a little like, hey, I'm not liking snow, but when I was a kid, I loved it. It meant we had no school. But now I got to drive in it. Got to sled in it and go out and make snowballs and throw them at my friends and make snowmen. Jump in the snow, make forts. All the good stuff you do when you're young. Stanislav Pavlov here battling Tony Furtado. This is for position. Pavlov on the outside, Tony Furtado on the inside, and Pavlov getting by. A little bit of a wave by there by Furtado to 62. Stanislav Pavlov picking up P2. Setting his sights on P1, and that is Dana Grover. Sean Jacobs now closing in on Tony Furtado, I believe. As Furtado, I think, might be coming down pit lane. And it does look like it as Sean Jacobs gets through. Furtado making a pit stop here on 107. Interesting strategies we've got out of these guys, man. It has really been, I think, more than any other night, it has been a testament to the different strategies these guys have. We see that more tonight, I think, than any other night, any other track. It's almost got the road course feel. It's sort of an oval feel. It's sort of a tricky triangle feel. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on here with this track. As Sean Jacobs rolling up here in P3. We'll take a look at our race leader, and that is Dana Grover. As Tony Furtado running in the 7th position. Claudio says, hey, wait for me. Hey, man, I don't know what's going on there, buddy, but you gotta take the wife out earlier for dinner so you can get home to race. I think that's the way it's supposed to work. Good to see you, Claudio. We miss you out here on the track. Been some fun racing, too. Fun racing to broadcast. I'm sure fun racing to be in the driver's seat. Fun racing to watch from the track's VR facility as well. Dennis Yuderchin in the 47 picking up a spot. As Sean Jacobs, John Stanley, those guys are on pit lane. I think Sean Jacobs has made his pit stop. So Yuderchin now up to the 7th position. Sean Jacobs finishing up. You see him rejoining the racing surface. Kind of a quiet night here for John Stanley. He's back on pit lane here. Not sure what has happened to him early on. We didn't really catch that. But he's off the pace here, running in the 9th spot on pit lane. That car looks a little cattywampus in pit lane as well, I'll be honest with you. The car that doesn't look cattywampus right now is the 89 car. Dennis Yuderchin had gotten around Jacobs when Jacobs was on pit lane, and Jacobs now on these fresher tires down to the inside of the 47. And Sean Jacobs in a hurry right now. He gets around Dennis Yuderchin. Jacobs back up to the 7th position. He is 1 lap down, not in the lucky dog spot. The lucky dog position is occupied right now by the 9 car, and that is Tony Furtado. Eugene Fedorov in the wave around spot, of course, or he's already on, not wave around spot, I should say he's at the tail end of the lead lap, and he's running in the 5th spot in the 84 car. Trying to close in on Preston Hassel, who's in the 27. So this battle's starting to heat up here between these two Fords. Preston Hassel in the 27. These guys closing in on Ed Palumbo as well. So good 3-way battle here between the 54, the 27, and the 84. And these guys feel a sense of urgency. You know why? Because this guy right here is itching to put him a lap down. On board here with Dana Grover here on lap 115. And he's now getting around Eugene Fedorov. So Dana Grover getting around Fedorov. You see the back end of that car wanting to slide out, kick out just a little bit. He wants to get a little buffer here between he and Stanislav Pavlov, Ed Palumbo, and Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel on the tail end of the lead lap as they see Tony Furtado getting by. Furtado 1 lap down. Was 2 laps down. Dana Grover picking him up and putting him down right now. But Pavlov trying to close in. He is 4.5 seconds down. In control is the 89 car. Pavlov 2nd, Palumbo 3rd, Hassel 4th. Fedorov, the first car, 1 lap down in the 5th position. A little bit fresher tires there for Fedorov as well. So he's got possibility of getting back on that lead lap in case there is a caution flag. We've got a pretty green flag feel going on at the moment. Preston Hassel at the tail end of the lead lap has every reason to try to hold on to where he's at on that track, or maybe get around at Palumbo. He does not want to go a lap down. And there's a sense of urgency on that 27 car. 27 and the 54 now battling it out. The 89, the race leader. This could be dicey. This could be dicey. The 89 wanting to try to get through smoothly. He's down to the inside of the 27. He might have put the 27 behind him. Now closing in on that 54. So the 27 now one lap down. This is a lucky dog spot. Now Ed Palumbo. Now if you're 27, you want to stay in that position in case it's a caution flag. If you're Ed Palumbo, you want to stay where you're at. He does not want to see Ed Palumbo get lapped. As they see John Stanley up there as well. John Stanley racing in the 9th position. This could get dicey. The 89. Does he battle the 54? 54 trying to stay out there. Stay on that lead lap in case there's a caution flag. He's going to get the driver. He's going to be able to drive around, get the tail end of the field. Not a wave around, but he is on the lead lap. Here on lap 122, Dana Grover trying to seal the deal. In command, 4-second lead over Stanislav Pavlov. The more trouble he has getting around the 54 car, the greater the possibility that Pavlov can come in here and maybe battle the 89 for the victory. Don't see any blocking, none of that going on right now. It's just good, clean racing. Fair racing is the 54 trying to stay on the lead lap. 89 trying to get around. Not a sense of urgency, I don't think, for the 89 car. Pavlov, 3.8 seconds. He's starting to close in a little bit, so we might see that chrome horn as the Camry down to the inside, giving it the peak. This could get interesting here. Whoa, Nelly! Furtado on fresh tires climbing up here. 124 in the books. Now on lap 125, the 89 getting around the 54. 54 now one lap down as the 89. Dana Grover having to work his way through some traffic here. Furtado now trying to get by. Furtado now one lap down, gets around Palumbo, 4th position. So Tony Furtado picking up a spot. Here on lap 125, let's take a look at this, as this is a wad of cars. Furtado trying to muscle his way through and gets around the 54. Furtado now up to P3. So Dana Grover. Now I see the Furtado now trying to get around and be back on the lead lap. Fresher tires for the 9. 89, can he make it the rest of the way? Haven't heard anything on the radio. 126 in the books. '84, Eugene Fedorov on fresh tires. And the 84 going to slip through the 89. The 89 giving him a lot of room. 84 slipping through. Fedorov running in the 8th position. 3 laps to go for the 89 car. Dana Grover, the Trax VR facility. This would be big, man. I can almost hear him cheering right now. 4-second gap on Stanislav Pavlov. For the most part, clean track ahead, as you got those guys that have gotten around on fresher tires are opening up a gap. So the 89, smooth sailing here for him with 2 laps to go. Preston Hassel and Sean Jacobs battling it out. Sean Jacobs gets by Preston Hassel. Dana Grover says, thank you for passing cleanly. Let's go, baby. Last lap here for Dana Grover. The 89 Fireball Flash, Trax VR, sponsor Toyota. Was able to use a little bit of luck, a little bit of aggressiveness, and a whole lot of skill and a whole lot of support from the Trax VR guys. And Dana Grover gets the win here at Nazareth. How about that? Party, party, party at the Trax VR facility tonight. So strategy, a little bit of luck, and a whole lot of skill for the 89. So great job to the 89. So great job to the 89 and getting the win. And a big win for Dana Grover. Big win for the Trax VR family. And he gets the win. And what a battle all night long for the 89, and gets a huge win here. And you gotta like that, man. You gotta like it when we see the Toyota in victory lane. Take a look at the final results. While Dana Grover doing his burnout, burning it down. Why not? Gotta fire the camera guy. Let's take a look at the final results here. So that's the qualification results here. How about the race results? How about that? I'll give you the race result. To fire the graphics guy. Dana Grover gets the big win in that Toyota. Stanislav Pavlov, great run there for him. Finishes in second. Tony Furtado finishes in third. Sean Jacobs fourth. Ed Palumbo finishes in the fifth position. A lot of Chevys up front. Preston Hassel in the top Ford here tonight, finishes in sixth. Dennis Urich in seventh. Eugene Fedorov eighth. John Stanley ninth. Chomar Peixoto finishes in the 10th position. And Givaldo Spindle in that early race trouble there finishes in P11. But a great win there for Dana Grover. And Trax VR sponsored 89 in victory lane. Awesome deal there for him. He had the right stuff when it counted, that is for sure. I don't know if we got to be able to get a interview out of him. We'll see.
A lot of soul.
All right, we got Dana Grover joining us here, victory lane, Trax VR 89, and I bet the crowd's going wild. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, it's been a great win here. Place is going nuts.
Well, man, I tell you what, it seemed like you were able to really pick your spots on make passes, when to be aggressive, when to back off. You had the pit stop strategy, and it just seems like things fell in your place as well.
Yeah, we really had to exercise some patience. If there was times to go and times not to go. Sketchy 3-wide pass that was in the first stint, but after that stint, we kind of picked our spots and made sure not to bring out a caution.
Well, we've had a lot of guys express opinions about this track. I think it makes, for me, as a broadcaster, it's a lot of fun to watch because there are those 3-wide situations. There are those tire management situations. And, you know, how do you feel about Nazareth? You feel differently after you won?
Yeah, always. It's my first win here, so it's kind of sentimental, but I'm used to racing against Franco here, and usually we're going bumper to bumper, and there's a lot of fast guys tonight. Tony, Ed, Stanislav. It was a lot of competition, which really made it for a strategy race. We did the first stint as 50 laps, and then from there we thought, do we go another 50 and short the last stint to 30 laps? I thought we had lost too much time and, you know, trying to pass guys again in the second stint, so we decided to make it a 50-40-40 strategy.
As tough as this track is, we had a lot of green flag racing. I mean, when you're coming down pit lane or when you're deciding when to pit, especially at a place like this, are you thinking, man, please don't let the caution flag come out? Because it was going through my mind when you guys were making pit stops like that, different sequences, different strategies, that somebody's going to get caught lap down.
Yeah, I was asking the racing crew here how it was looking behind, because I was afraid the 4th, 5th, 6th guys might be getting a little squirrely, trying to race each other hard for position. So we weren't sure, but all I'm thinking with 2 or 3 to go is just get to the white flag. We just got to get to the white flag lap, and anything can happen from there.
Well, next week we have a very special race. It's at Daytona, the Frosty 200, 80-lap race. Some prizes. We got some Steam gift cards to give out to the drivers as well, and that's going to be a big one. You're going to be able to make it to that one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I look forward to the Frosty every year, and all your memorial races, whether it's the Steve Freeze. I know, too, that you're going to be doing a memorial race for Greg, our good buddy at HHRL, who passed away in January. So we actually waxed on the radio last night about that, Heath. We're really looking forward to that one, and that would be great if you made it an annual tradition in the HORL League. We'd really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Greg's been a great friend, and, you know, HHRL is also a friend of ours as a race league, and we love all the guys over there. I know you cross over and race there as well, and thanks for bringing that up, and we're definitely in the plains. I think we're going to do the Happy Hour Racing League race first, their tribute, and then later, maybe a couple months later, a month later or so, we're going to do one here at a High Octane Racing League. So, man, Greg really meant a lot to us, and I know you know him very well as well. And thanks for mentioning that. And congratulations tonight, by the way. Enjoy that win. Thanks to the Trax VR facility, too, for providing a place to race. That's awesome. I could hear them cheering in the background, and love the chat that they put out here as well. So congratulations, and the best of luck next week at Daytona.
Thanks, Heath, and thanks for everything you do. I always want to mention that, and I want to give a special shout out today because very emotional day for me. My dad actually rang the bell today at the cancer clinic, and happy to say he's finished his treatment, and I really can't wait to see him at Christmas. I know a lot of the guys in here have lost their parents over the years, and I'm blessed to say that he's ringing that bell today. And in those last 5 laps, I kind of mumbled under my breath. I just said, "Ride with me, Dad," and I feel him, and I can't wait to have coffee with him tomorrow.
Oh, man, absolutely. Thank you for letting us know there, and prayers going out to your dad, and congratulations to your dad as well. And I lost my grandmother and my mom to cancer, and I know it's a horrible thing, and dedicate that win to him. Thank you so much for racing with us, man, and good luck to you next week.
Yeah, thanks, Heath. We're going to party. Woo!
All right.
Have a good one.
All right, that's Dana Grover joining us here in the chat. And how about that, man? What a great interview that was. Always a good one with Dana, man. He's very insightful, and, congratulations to Mr. Grover, Dana's dad. He didn't mention what his name was, but thankful that he was able to ring the bell, too. What an exciting, you could tell, an emotional time there for Dana. And that's got to be a celebration, bittersweet. You had to go through all that, but you beat it, and that's awesome. And, man, cancer, we got to try to figure out how to solve that problem. We got a great race coming up tomorrow night, man. We'll be at Bristol in the Saturday Night Thunder. You might see Dana Grover in victory lane again. Who knows? Race number 9 of the season, and it's the Saturday Night Thunder Next Gen Series. That should be a lot of fun. 150-lap race. Saturday Night Thunder, very storied tradition here at High Octane Racing League. The Tough Trucks will be back in action for race number 9 of the season. They'll be at Dover, the Monster Mile, for a 130-lap race coming up on December the 17th, and that'll be a fun one. as well. So great tire rule series there. Fun to watch these guys, and they race on Wednesday nights and make it happen. Racing starts at 8 o'clock, or the qualifications does. 8:15 is the drop of the green flag. Thank you so much for joining me here on the TurnLeftTV. Thanks to all those guys at the Tracks VR facility and all the ladies there as well, especially the ladies. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live. Thank you for the support. Congratulations to Dana Grover. And I'm going to see you next time, boys and girls. I'm going to get out of here.